What's up, Renzo gang? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Now, we got another death battle. It's brand new. It just dropped today. This one, Spider-Man, Miles Morales versus, wait for it, Deku from the anime My Hero Academia. Deku. I don't know how to feel about this one. This was a weird comparison a little bit, Spider-Man and Deku from My Hero Academia. So you got Marvel versus anime. Honestly, I don't think I would have compared these two together, but I'm here for it. It's a death battle, so I'm here for it. And this is Spider-Man we're talking about, and we got Deku. He's one of my favorite anime characters. So with that being said, Renzo gang, we just gonna dive on into it. But before we do, I hope everyone has had an amazing day today. I hope everybody has, been done something productive today. I hope everyone has, been in a good mood today. And if you've been down, I really, hate that for you. If you've been down, come onto this channel, look at some videos, and get your mind off whatever is going on out there in the world. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. I create these videos not only, for my amusement, for me, but I create this for y'all as well. And I also create this, so you guys can just come and just unwind and just get away from the world mentally, just get away from whatever's going on, because we all have a lot of things we have going on in our lives. And these videos that I create, I do this to try to keep you guys in good spirits. A lot of my videos, some of them are try not to laugh, some of them are just regular reaction videos, like movie trailers, TV show trailers. And I'm also going to start doing some new things, like doing like real life talks, you know, and maybe some advice, mental health, how to, keep yourselves, healthy. I probably ain't gonna do no dating advice because I'm not in a relationship. So I'm not, don't look for any dating advice on here. Just some real life stuff, try to relate to you guys, because I know there's a lot of us out there that deal with, a lot. I don't know what you guys got going on behind closed doors. I really just want you guys to come on this channel, forget about everything, all the negativity out there, and just come on this channel and just unwind. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Renzo, game, Spider-Man's Miles Morales versus Deku from My Hero Academia. Let's dive into this video. You feel me?
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya.
Spider-Man versus Deku. He's Wiz and
Izuku
I'm Boomstick.
Midoriya.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Well, he's a
Alright,
superhero.
let's take this from the top again. This is Peter Parker. He was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for who knows how long, he's been the one and only Spider-Man.
A friendly neighbor to all of New York City. In a universe filled with super
Stacy.
soldiers, hulking green Goliaths, and world-shattering gods, Spider-Man is there to look out for the little guy.
But in a multiverse of infinite possibilities, that doesn't always last forever. Like in Universe 1610, when NYC's Webhead got iced on the job.
The city was left without its protector. But fortunately, Peter wasn't the only one who got bit. Enter Miles Morales, a young teen from Brooklyn just trying to figure out his place in the world. And now, he had it thrust upon him.
The canon event to start all
17.
canon events. Now it was Miles' turn to be the hero the Big Apple needed.
Wow.
And he had all the usual spider kit to help him out.
This spider carried the Oz formula, a genetics-enhancing serum that granted Miles superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any surface.
And you can't forget that classic spider sense, an internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He even got an upgrade that acts like a radar, letting him see through stuff.
But no spider person is complete
That's
without
crazy.
their web shooters. Given to him by Peter's Aunt May, these webs have all sorts of applications between swinging, grabbing, restraining, projectiling, and being made into constructs.
Not having Peter around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Like any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt. Could he keep up in school? What was the right way to talk to girls?
And how could he live up to being Spider-Man when one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle? Makes family dinner so awkward. All that trying to kill you stuff.
Fortunately, Miles had a leg up on every other superhero known to man.
Living parents! Better yet, loving parents. They supported him when things got tough, even if they didn't always see eye to eye. And thanks to them, he learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do it like Peter, but to do it his own way.
And it helped that this particular spider had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers, like invisibility and venom.
Not like Tom Hardy, though it is weird to give your main power the same name as one of your bad guys. Come on, Spidey, branding is important.
Miles can harness his own bioelectric energy and weaponize it, which is especially effective against individuals with genetic mutations.
Punching, absorbing, blasting, mega blasting. Hell, he can even make electric constructs out of this stuff.
Now, Miles Morales definitely is slept on. A whole lot of people don't talk about Miles Morales as much, but I like Miles Morales. It's like, I ain't gonna lie, his powers are cool, and I do like his the color of his Spider-Man suit a little better than Peter Parker's. But Miguel O'Hara is something serious. But we ain't talking about Miguel O'Hara. We're talking about Miles Morales. I can kind of see why they compared him and Deku, because Deku is a superhero. That anime is superheroes. So I can understand.
Like biowebbing and a damn sword. Jeez, what kind of spider was this?
It's not entirely science fiction. Studies have shown that certain species of spiders, such as the Linophiidae, have a process known as ballooning. By spinning a thread of their silk, they can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly, traveling up to hundreds of miles. No pun intended.
Well, whatever kind of bite it was, it gave Miles the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles, and lightning bolts. He survived all sorts of beatings, including a building exploding on top of him.
Oh geez, Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light speed attacks, and Miles is more than a match for him.
Like the time he absorbed the energy of a bomb that was going to vaporize Harlem. A blast that would have equaled 15 million tons of TNT.
He's gotten kudos from a ton of older heroes too, becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers. He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage superheroes with the likes of Miss Marvel and Ironheart.
The King of Wakanda himself even suited him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The same stuff as T'Challa's own suit. This super rare and tough metal can absorb kinetic energy and vibrational impacts.
It helps to regulate Miles's venom powers too, allowing him to better control his electrical output.
The vibranium is thinner to better fit his acrobatic fighting style, but it can still shake off most fatal attacks like they're nothing. This stuff is tough enough that Deadpool's swords have shattered against it.
Though it's not as durable as, say, Captain America's shield, and enough kinetic energy will overload it.
Don't be near it when it does, or you'll end up like the Falcon here when he used his vibranium wings to stop a bomb that was gonna blow up New York City. That's twice now. Does any other city have to deal with this stuff?
But when vibranium and spider powers still aren't enough, Miles can push his electrical output into overdrive,
giving him huge boosts in strength and speed and making him a whole lot zappier. It's your classic shonen power-up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb and has a thing for mimicking some favorites.
Despite his initial insecurities, Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor, no longer standing in his shadow, but side by side.
Literally, his universe got blown up and he was sent to the main 616 timeline, along with his family. And now it's him and Peter as a pair of Spider Bros.
He's even become one of the big players of the Spider-Verse, teaming up with all sorts of other spider variants to defend the multiverse.
There's anime spider people, robot spider people, dinosaur spider people, spider people, a whole lot of them, each with their own way of getting the job done. Miles even led them into battle against the Inheritors, a bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what Stan Lee was proudest of in his favorite superhero. Regardless of who they were,
you can
any
tell
sort of person could wear the mask.
You can tell that Spider-Man was Stan Lee's favorite superhero. You can tell. Like, you can just tell.
Ask and do the right thing. For so long as we stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero. But what is a hero?
Deku.
To the citizens of Japan, there was no one more synonymous with the word than their symbol of peace. All Might.
The big numero uno. With a smile on his face, he could save anyone and win any fight, no matter what.
Or so it seemed. After a battle with his arch nemesis All For One, All Might was grievously injured. His time as a beacon of hope was coming to an end, and he would need to find someone to pass on the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolve to have their own individual superpowers, or quirks, but not everyone is lucky enough to get one. Like this kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to call him, the good-for-nothing Deku.
Izuku wanted to save people just like All Might, but even his idol told him that he would have to give up on his dreams.
Forever the beta male in the shadow of Bakugo and his Sigma quirk, until he got the chance to alpha up and lend his rival a helping hand, proving himself worthy of All Might's torch.
And so after months of training, Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, One for All. This power allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights, using it for smashing attacks named after specific US locales, and soccer clubs.
You know what? I might have to go with Deku on this one. I don't know. I love Miles Morales, but I might have to go with Deku. We shall see.
Or football, as they call it.
Straight punches, spikes, even finger flicks, One for All is the ultimate in strength-enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it, Izuku destroyed this giant robot in a single blow, on accident. Too bad it wasn't the only thing he destroyed, though. Damn, that looks like it hurts.
One for All's power was so great that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One for All could cause their body to explode, so Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Say that again.
UA High.
Here he'd be inspired by girly pop Uraraka to turn his zero name into his hero name, becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Something that he may have taken too far.
When it came to saving people, Do Your Best here had a bad habit of putting others way before himself. Sure, everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again if he got himself paralyzed.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling. Instead of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously spread the energy across his body at low percentages, using it for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive movements.
And with that new thinking came a new fighting style, shoot style. To use a stronger limb that'd be less likely to break, Deku took a page from Nerd Emoji Ida's book and switched to focusing on kicks to pack in more of a punch. Yeah.
Boom.
And that power would be needed. After a climactic battle with All For One, All Might would be forced into retirement, just a few months into Deku's training. Now it was his turn to face this demon lord.
But he didn't have to do it alone. Just as All Might had passed One for All onto Deku, it had been passed onto All Might by his master, and onto her by her master. One for All was a power that was built upon for generations.
The quirks of the previous users of One for All manifested in Deku, along with their spirits, or vestiges, to help him in his battle against All For One.
Black Whip gives him energy tendrils to swing around and restrain foes. They can also brace his arms and
I ain't gonna lie,
manually
y'all.
control
This is
his
very
muscles if he
interesting. That's
can't
why I ain't
move.
really saying too
Float allows
much.
him to soar high
That's
into
my-
the
that's
sky.
my bad, but
By
this is
combining
very
it with
interesting.
controlled blasts of pressurized air, he can effectively fly.
Danger Sense detects incoming threats and unease, letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats. Familiar?
Smokescreen lets him create a smokescreen, but he can use it at full blast to create a bigger smokescreen.
That's swell and all, but the real meat is in Fajin. After building up kinetic energy within his body, Deku can unleash it for bursts of strength and speed.
He's combined it with Black Whip to create the powerful Black Chain binding attack, and can use it in conjunction with full cowling to achieve foe 100%, equaling All Might's full level of power without any recoil.
He once used it to outspeed a bullet shot by Lady Nagant, a former hero turned villain who has a sniper rifle for an arm. I think I'm in love.
Nagant's bullet once crossed a distance of around 250
Maybe out of
kilometers
pocket,
within a
man.
fraction of a second. That's 6,700 times faster than sound, and Deku was moving so fast the bullet seemed like it was standing still.
And he can go even faster than that with his final quirk, Gear Shift.
By touching a target, he can control its speed without abiding by the laws of inertia. He can slow down foes to leave them frozen in the air, or move so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even All For One's own protege Shigaraki couldn't track him, and this is a dude who can catch light-speed laser beams.
It does have a time limit though. After 5 minutes of continuous use, Deku's body will catch up to his speed, suffocating him as his cells become unable to take in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as One For All was suffocating him though. He's been doing all of this shit in just the 10th grade. I hadn't even figured out you could breathe through your nose at that point.
The pressure of having to save his friends, the country, the entire world weighed on Deku. So he left UA to fight this war alone.
But alone was never where Deku fought best. Having come from nothing, his admiration for his peers gave him strength, just as they admired his strength and desire to help others. Even Bakugo came around to him.
So when it came time to finally put that demon lord back in hell, his classmates, teachers, mom, friends, enemy, and everyone else supported and cheered him on. Because that was the greatest threat to All For One's reign all along.
Not All Might, not Deku, not even One For All itself. Just people helping each other out. And with their help, Deku defeated All For One once and for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies for a brighter future.
Though he did lose his quirk and have to retire from hero work, getting a regular 9 to 5 as a teacher, passing on his knowledge to the next generation, just like every user of One For All before him.
Some might say he peaked in high school. If not for the sick new armor he eventually got to go back to kicking butt, he even made it all the way back near the top of the rankings.
All with the help of his friends. For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need, everyone can be a hero. Hello, it's me, Store-Bought Benjamin. Huh?
Death battle.
All
Death
right,
battle.
the buttons are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
New York City. Miles Morales.
Huh?
Yo! You're more man and less spider than usual.
Whoa, I was looking for you! Care to show me what you can do?
Alright, new guy. First lesson, don't watch the mouth. Watch the head.
Now watch mine! Delaware!
Okay.
Let's try that one more time. Guess who?
I can't use my full power here. Gotta take this somewhere else. Oh, gross!
You got skills, man. I like that. Oh, Mila.
Okay.
I moved us to an abandoned part of the city so we can go all out! Because I always do my best!
He's so agile, it don't make no sense. That's why I love Spider-Man. He's just so agile.
If I'm gonna do my best,
Let's go, Miles.
I gotta do my own thing.
Ooh. Yo, that suit go hard.
Sarah was right! Your quirk is amazing!
Amazing is my buddy. They call me the
It's
ultimate
not a quirk, but
sidekick.
yeah, his power is amazing.
Suit has shock absorption, not nullification. So, it's got a limit!
Okay, low-key Sasuke.
Death Bang!
Go
Yo!
Spider-Man, you really are the ultimate.
So who won?
Vaya
Oh,
con Dios, Aranya Hoven.
Let's start by talking about their superpowers, which matched up quite evenly, unsurprisingly given the not-so-subtle inspiration for Deku.
so Deku did win that. Okay, I guess I was right.
Quirks, though they did have some edges over the other.
The Spider Sense gave Miles more insight on his surroundings and threats than Danger Sense, which has been worked around before.
This meant Miles' invisibility was harder for Danger Sense to detect when he wasn't attacking, while the Spider Sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku in a smokescreen. But Izuku's other quirks granted him advantages of his own.
Float was a lot more mobile than Webs, and Fajin gave a bigger boost in strength than Venom did. Since both had some advantages and disadvantages, we're gonna call superpowers a tie.
Next up, speed. Scaling to Peter, Miles could dodge light speed attacks, which actually outpaced Izuku moving faster than that sniper bullet. Fortunately for Deku though, that wasn't his best.
Thanks to Gear Shift, Deku could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki. Even worse for Spidey, one touch from Gear Shift could freeze him in place and make dodging totally impossible. So speed goes to Deku.
As for skill,
Okay.
Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities and coming up with strategies on the fly.
But Miles' powers
Yeah, I had
and fighting
Deku
style
win.
gave Deku few immediate openings.
Deku may have received more formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work for a little under a year.
Meanwhile, Miles has been handling everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
It's close, but with his greater experience, skill goes to Miles, and that means the biggest deciding factor is raw strength.
And that was no contest. Miles absorbing the energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at, but overwhelming power is what One For All is all about.
When Deku defeated All For One, the energy needed to part those clouds with his punch had a yield of 362 billion tons of TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
But it wasn't as simple as that. Miles is wearing a vibranium suit after all, so the question wasn't necessarily
right,
who
he
was
was wearing a
stronger, it
vibranium
was if
suit.
Miles' suit was tough enough to continuously absorb Deku's blows.
When the Falcon protected New York from that city-destroying blast, it had a yield of 546 megatons. Impressive, but Deku defeating All For One was still over 600 times stronger than Vibranium's limit.
And Deku did that with One For All's embers, not the full package.
And remember, the Vibranium in Miles' suit was much thinner than what Falcon and Black Panther had, making it unlikely it could absorb as strong of a blast.
It's there to provide more protection, sure, but there was no way it could survive all of what Deku could dish out.
In this superpowered battle, it was Izuku's overwhelming speed and immense strength that made him the winning hero.
And the morales of the story is...
The winner is Deku.
next time on Death Battle.
Who is that? Hulk and
Subscribe
Godzilla?
and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Hulk and Godzilla? I don't know. Hulk versus Godzilla for the next one? Okay, then. And I was right. Deku did, unfortunately, he did beat Miles Morales, so I was right on that. I didn't think that some of these death battles, like the comparisons are kind of like what? But now that I think about it, if you have watched My Hero Academia, that anime is about superheroes, and I can see why y'all chose Deku against Miles Morales. I can definitely see it now. So yeah, this is a pretty good comparison. At first I was like, eh. Now the next one, Hulk and Godzilla, okay, I can see that. But anyway, this death battle was really good. As you can tell, I was very into it. I barely spoke. I was into that death battle. I'm sorry, like when I'm into something really good, I'm gonna sit there and watch. I'm like the nerd out of me is coming out. So yeah, the comic book part and the anime part was coming out of me. So I was like, wow, 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 wow. You feel me? So with that being said, Renzo Gang, post comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed this reaction, hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and also hit that post notification bell so you be first to get your videos. Renzo Gang, I love y'all. I will see y'all next time, my comic book and anime nerds. You feel me? Yeah.